We've got Hassan calling in next, who's a Man City fan. Must be happy with the result today, Hassan, but nearly Arsenal dropped points. That must be a bit disappointing.
Hello, Mark Arkid. How are we doing? All right?
Yeah, good, mate. You?
Listen, after, but listen, I watched the Arsenal game today. You watched the Arsenal game today, and I don't get how you've made the interpretation that Arsenal are going to win the league. Look, it's absolutely clueless. In the terms of Graeme Souness, you've played the game. You've watched the game. You're a Man United supporter, and you know these final games. You don't win the league in February. You don't start conceding these goals against Bournemouth, against Everton, against Aston Villa in February. It's absolutely clueless. Arsenal, I think they're going to bottle it. Like, how are you playing final games in January, February? I've seen my club win 4 titles in the last 5 years, and I know that these final games are the last 10 games of the season. They're in May, they're in March, they're in April. Not what these at Arsenal are doing. I don't know. I'm speechless how people think Arsenal are going to win the league. I'm really going to see Reece Nelson win the Premier League title. It's just, I don't know, man.
Do you not think, though, Hassan, the fact that you beat them 4 games ago and they've gone on and won 4 in a row? I mean, this Arsenal team is serious. I mean, it's the only title. It's the only title challenger you've got. Let's be honest.
Look, I hate Liverpool. I've watched Liverpool for the last 4 years. The way they used to win games, they used to be a different animal. They used to kill games off in the first 15, 20 minutes. The real business end of the season was in the last 10 minutes of the season, and that's what decided the league. It doesn't decide the league now. Or Arsenal, they've got mentality of champions. How is getting a result from Bournemouth, who are nearly bottom of the league, a result of champions? Give me a break, man. You've watched us for the last 4 years. Listen, imagine you're going down the alleyway. It's a dark alleyway, and you hear a noise behind you. That's us. That's Man City, the pride of Manchester. We're a beast. And Arsenal really think that they're going to get to the end of that alleyway and survive. I don't know. I think it's absolutely clueless. I just think it's clueless.
Interesting, Hassan. Thanks for calling in. I think Hassan's protesting too much there. I think the obsession that Bournemouth didn't actually beat Arsenal today has probably got Hassan a bit frustrated. If I was an Arsenal fan, I think you're in Hassan's head a little bit there. But what I would agree with, and I've not said Arsenal are going to win the league. All I've said is I'm very impressed with Arsenal's bounce back ability from that Man City game, where a lot of people were saying they're going to drop off now. Some people were saying they're going to finish third. I think that's disrespectful. I think Arsenal have had an amazing season that nobody predicted, and they don't have the depth of quality of a Manchester City, and yet they've still found a way. And look, I have seen Man United win many titles. I've seen Man City, I've seen Chelsea, I've seen Liverpool, and I guarantee that all of those teams at some point have had a game like Bournemouth today where for some reason it's just gone wrong and you're 2-0 down. The important thing is to win the game. And it'll be interesting. I guarantee you, Arteta will read them the riot act and say, you can't do that. You can't be 2-0 down, because that's very hard to come back from. But they have. And the key is to not do it again. But look, Man City are going to push Arsenal all the way. We got to love football fans. West Ham win 4-0 last week, and it's all rosé. They lose to a very good Brighton side, and it's Moyes out. Be careful what you wish for.